I think the water pump has went out of this. Casey Earth Montana Fixed YouTube channel. This is my John Deere 750 tractor and the water pump went out of it. And today I'm going to show you how to change that. So we'll start tearing her down and see what happens here. Hopefully going to be able to take these bolts off here and maybe just loosen the little alternator here. I should be able to just knock these bolts out right here and we might be able to get it wiggled out. I've already committed a rookie mistake here. I assumed since this is a John Deere that it would be all SAE stuff. It's a Yanmar motor in this, which means everything is metric on it. And I didn't bring my metric stuff. I just have SAE. So let's see if I can get off with a crescent wrench and what SAE stuff I have. I'll see if I can get this loose. I got a wobbly here, 1/2 inch. Well, that's good. We win on that. There's another bolt on the bottom of this alternator. I don't know if it's an alternator or generator, but right here, I'll see if I can get something on there to bust that one loose. I used an 11/16 wobbly there to get that off, or not off, but just loose. Well, I got the belt loose. Once again, I'm using a 1/2 inch here. I don't know what that is. I'm not great with conversions to metric. Like a 12 maybe. 12 or a 13. Usually people just do this in their shops or something like that, but I'm in between two places right now, so I just have a pack out, and for whatever reason I'm a bonehead and don't have any metric sockets in there. But we'll change that. I know I'll lose this if I don't put it back in here. I think you would normally take the fan off first, but since this bearing is just completely gone, that's why I'm doing that. So I'll just kind of keep that there. See if I can get these other ones knocked out. I'm sure the last time this radiator hose was off was in like 1985 when it was brand new. She's a little crunchy. Come on. Oh yeah. Yummy. I only have a couple of full sets of metric stuff in, but no, I would rather suffer through with this junk. We'll get it. This is who I am as a person. I forget stuff and then have to struggle through it. But they say that builds character, right? Something like that. I'm not having fun. What I wouldn't do for a 12mm right now. I was finally able to get that bolt broke loose. I have a nice proto crescent wrench. I was trying to use this smaller Harbor Freight crescent wrench, but I don't know. I mean, look at all of that movement. There was just no way. And then you look at this proto, there is absolutely no movement. So cheap Chinese versus nice old. I bought this at a garage sale. Some elderly lady's husband died and he had a bunch of nice old tools. I was able to pick this old proto 12-inch crescent wrench up for super cheap. I understand buying cheap when you need to, but I mean, sometimes it just causes you a bigger headache. Or you could just have the right metric tools with you. So I just figured out that this comes loose too. So take this hose clamp off. this little bracket off and this hose clamp off, and then we might be able to wiggle everything up and out of here. Come on. Now I can finally take these bolts out. It would have been a whole lot easier if I could have just taken them out first, but I couldn't really get to them. Well, we got a brand new pump from our friends over in China. We'll get this old gasket off of here. The gasket stayed on that side, so that's nice. Okay, we'll put this back together now with our new pumpy. Boy, that thing was hammered. We'll throw our gasket in here. Make sure this is on the right side of life here. I got the bolts back in the fan here. Be prepared not to have a good time doing that. Took a lot of this action right here to get those in. I guess it was more like this. But we'll get our alternator bracket back on. I got the belt popped back on. Tighten a few clamps down, dump some water in it, and we should be good to go. Put our little shroud bolts back in and our radiator bolts, and we'll be done. This is just pre-mixed 50-50 antifreeze. Okay, now we're ready to fire it up and see if we got any leaks. And we'll top the rest of the radiator off. I'm sure it will burble down a little bit once it gets circulating through the block and stuff. But well, there you have it, folks. That's how you put a water pump in a John Deere 750 tractor. It just takes a few metric tools, like I think a 12 or a 13 millimeter, and about a 10 or a crescent wrench and a 1/2 inch SAE and a lot of struggle. But anyway, I hope you learned something, and I hope you learned from some of my mistakes on what not to do. But anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.